You had like so much stamina and endurance. It's like you just discovered like this is a new PlayStation.
Well, I think some people are shy to talk. It's fine. It can be a very personal thing. It can be a very private thing. I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like, hey, what did you do? Well, just pulled one right there, right before meeting you. Johnny, what are you doing in the closet? I'm sure I have a tape somewhere where it's like it says like, oh, cartoon, and then at the end, like if you fast forward 2 hours, there's a porno.
This is a circle jerk.
You did not circle jerk.
Yeah, I mean, I worked in the porn industry for 4 years.
What's up to another episode?
So in this episode,
we do it deep, real deep dive
into porn
and masturbation.
We do start off by masturbating.
Do you masturbate?
Hey.
Oh, you're feeling weird. It was weird. Weird feelings. Weird feeling.
What do you do? This cut this part. This is whack.
I know, it's pretty whack.
This is pretty
My
whack.
energy, I'm just trying to get adjusted. I'm feeling a little off.
Why are you so off? You've been sick all the time.
I'm just tired and I've been sick. I'm tired and
Sick
full
of
of fries.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
When was the first time that you realized that you can have a boner?
I actually remember this
I don't, because I don't.
because you've never had one.
I've never had one. It's just an
Or you do, but it's hard to notice.
Okay, I'm asking you the question.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I remember when I was maybe, I feel like 7.
7.
It's like 6 or 7.
Dude, that's like grade 1.
Maybe. But I remember because when I was a kid, I used to go to bed in like a nightshirt.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever had that.
A nightshirt.
It's like you just wear a big t-shirt and that's it.
And the things
No
are-
bottoms. And
No
everything's out.
underwear.
So I remember, no underwear.
Damn.
And I remember being like in the basement watching TV or something.
Yeah.
And because you just had the shirt, like it was free access down there. And I remember, this is like a vague memory, but I remember one day just being like I wasn't turned on, like a kid, but I was just like, what the fuck is that? So I weirdly remember just being like, what is this thing? Like, I don't know what this is or what this
What
means.
is this worm? What is little sand dune worm going?
But that didn't lead anywhere. I didn't do anything with it. It's just like, I was just like, that's weird.
You just noticed.
It's just the first time I noticed like having like, and felt kind of shy and kind of weird. Like, oh, I feel like I should hide that this thing is sticking out with my shirt. And like, I got to like sit down and pull the shirt over, and
It looked like a Cheetos Crunchies.
what?
Those crunchy Cheetos.
Yeah.
That's what your dick.
Probably what it looked like. And I was winning the pooing it, you're just wearing a t-shirt.
That's why you did it, because you're like, oh, like Winnie the Pooh.
I guess. I don't know.
You're just free. That ain't free. That's cool that you remember, because I don't remember.
So that's my first memory of like just being aware of it.
Yeah.
I do remember, speaking of boners, like
I
the
don't
first
like- yeah.
first time I like masturbated.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was like in bed, so probably a little bit older. Maybe I was like 10 or 11 or something.
Okay.
And I think that I just like obviously had a boner and like kind of realized that like maybe it started rubbing. I was like, oh, this kind of feels good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I remember. Okay, yeah. This could be wrong, but I know that I've done this, so maybe it wasn't the first time, but I know that I'm pretty sure I got a toilet roll
Okay.
and started, using the toilet roll
Yeah.
to just like
thrust into the, like you use a toilet roll as a fleshlight.
sure.
Dude, that thing is huge.
Well, I don't think it was really doing much,
Okay, you just were just pretending.
Yeah, I think it just felt
You're
good.
like, oh, this is.
I think I'm mixing up a memory. I know I've done that at some point at an
last
early
week.
age. But I also know, and then the first time I remember, like I just was just like doing stuff and it felt good, and then all of a sudden it was like, huh, and it was like, and I saw something come out, and I was like, oh my god,
I'm dying.
what is that? And yeah,
I'm dying. Internal bleeding.
yeah,
No, yeah, that's funny,
fun times. And then from then on, it was just game on.
dude. The discovery of your dick is just red. You're just like, yeah, again. You had like so much stamina and endurance, and like just go on for hours.
For sure.
Because you just discovered like this is a new PlayStation.
Yeah, this is the newest PlayStation.
I'm gonna spend my entire afternoon.
Oh,
Johnny,
yeah.
what are you doing in the closet? Ah!
Do you remember your first?
I remember when I did it, and I remember my reaction. It was like I thought I made a mess. I was like,
But you remember, what did we, like, did you realize what you were doing? Or you didn't know what you were doing?
I don't think I knew what I was doing. It was just like, I knew that
Messing
it,
around?
It was just like, oh, this kind of
Yeah, it
feels weird. So let's keep doing it.
What a weird feeling.
What a weird feeling. And then you just, you do it. And then at some point it's like, okay, why is it? It's just hard. It's like, I'm trying to imagine myself as a kid doing it because there was probably no thoughts. It was just like, this is trying something. It feels kind of good.
Yeah, it's like scratching your head. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm getting that itch. That feels good.
But then,
Just keep doing
there's like, the shame was still there. Though. Like, it's like, there's like a shame of like, and then you're like, what is this? I know when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, what have I done? I kind
What
of,
if I?
I think I panicked or something. I was like, oh shit, shame.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you hide it.
That's what I felt.
But then you keep doing it because like, I like this.
You're like, I felt bad right after.
And I'm
But then in like a couple minutes later, hour later, you're like, but that was fun.
so you discover that your penis grows and spits.
It grows and spits.
It's like a cobra
little
snake.
snake.
Little
Oh,
snake just
God.
spitting venom
Sorry to all of our listeners, whoever you may be.
to have a mental.
This is the masturbation / porn episode. This is a porn pod. This is a sex pod.
This is a sex pod. This is sex advice
This is how to have sex with your body, yourself.
with your hands.
Because Johnny can't give you any advice on having
Wow.
other people's shots.
Wow.
Fired.
Roasted.
Headshot. Bam, bam,
I
bam.
don't know why we're going with the boner stuff though.
Well, masturbation. It's something that you just
Everybody does.
everyone does it.
It's a chore.
Interesting. Would you like to expand on that idea?
Sometimes you just gotta whip one out and just get on with your day.
This is true. Sometimes you do.
Sometimes just do it. And it's just like sometimes you have all your emotions balled up in your testicles. You just gotta let them out. And then you're good. No more feelings.
It's true.
No more weird feelings.
It's
That's
true.
the whole reason we call this show Weird Feeling. It's balled up emotions in your balls that we let out.
Or wherever you else you keep those emotions, because we, like all people on this podcast,
Just let it out the toilet, on ourselves.
Interesting. You mentioned the toilet. I don't. Why do you mention that?
You know, go take a dump.
I mean, who hasn't ripped one off while they're ripping one out?
Wow, multitasking.
Double pipe classic.
Multitasking. But yeah, just jerk off.
Just
It's good for
here's
you.
the
It is
advice for
healthy,
you.
know, right? There's
I'm pretty sure.
scientific proof that it's good for you.
Yeah.
There's no shame. Everybody does it.
I mean, God says to not.
I feel there's people that still are like, oh, I don't do that. It's like, yeah, come on, dog.
I don't think I know anyone who's like, oh, I don't masturbate.
Or they don't talk about it as openly.
Well, I think
as
some people
well.
are shy to talk about it. That's fine.
That's fine.
It can be a very personal thing. It can be a very private thing. I probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
be.
you're not gonna be like, hey, what did you do? Well, just pulled one right there, right because I'm meeting you.
I mean, depends on which friends you're talking to. I think guys say that quite a bit. Like,
It's true, yeah. We're like, yeah. All right, well,
But,
play some Fortnite. I just need to pull one out. All right, I'm ready to go.
especially when you're younger, maybe not so much now. But
Yeah. Or maybe we do.
do you remember the early days of? There's just different times back then.
The early days of porn.
Well, of our early days of masturbating, you had limited ways of finding
The content.
content.
It's true. It was either late at night when the TV had the special channel, like after
Bleu nuit.
Bleu nuit. Or it was really bad channels where it's like blue screen and it's like what is it?
Oh my God. You don't know every time. Yeah. Like just
Pay-per-view.
static.
Pay-per-view static. Oh my God, I saw a boob.
Every time I would go to like we go out of town where like you go to a place where there's like no like limited channels.
Yeah.
So I'm just like trying to adjust and trying to like find anything and hoping that like whatever I do find happens to be porn. And it was never porn. There's never like randomly porn. on
No,
the
but
TV.
the TV, so you had cable, right?
Mhm.
And then those pay-per-view channels that had the porno on, they were on different numbers on your,
Oh.
and then you would know the number. You're like,
Would you
oh,
have to like call in?
No, you don't call it. I mean the number of the channel. So those the whatever they're broadcasting, those channels existed in your TV thing,
Oh.
in the box, whatever. So you receive those waveform, not waveform, but those TV broadcasts.
Oh, okay.
But they were scrambled.
Oh.
But you knew it was like channel 60, 69 just for this one.
Sure.
And then you'd be like, oh, this is that movie that's being shown on the because the pay-per-view would show you at night the movies like the trailers.
Oh,
would have,
I
like-
never had that on mine.
What?
I never found that. No, I didn't have that.
You weren't privileged?
No.
I'd had that. I'd be like, oh, this is like Dirty Whore 5. And then then you
Whore
find the
5.
channel and you would see the static, but you don't see the image. It's just
Yeah, you're just like barely making
it's like
it out.
it's like it's just there's like
And you're like, this is perfect.
but sometimes they unlock the channels for some weird reason. Somebody did it.
Someone,
Someone accidentally pushed a button.
Papa.
And then those channels would get free. Then that time was like the VCR, the
Be
recorder
recorded.
was ready.
Hmm.
I just pop one in, and then since it was at night, I have to be in bed. I would just press record, close the TV. It would record the feed, and then the next day, I know
Oh my God.
I know that I had a porno.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I have a tape somewhere where it says cartoon, and then at the end, like if you fast forward 2 hours, there's a porno.
Sick.
You have
That's
to find ways because it's either that or you had 56K kilobytes per second internet, where it's like
I mean, I'm thinking of pre-internet also.
pre-internet. Oh my! Then
Dude.
yeah, it was a TV thing. Me was a TV thing.
It was either sometimes TV or I also remember magazines.
Yeah, magazines, the classic.
Sometimes it'd be like a brochure and they would have the section where they'd like show off like the bras.
Sears
For what-
bra
Yeah,
section.
exactly.
Like, oh yes,
And sometimes you look through it and you're like, oh, she's pretty, she's
that
pretty
is
good
true.
looking.
I have done that.
This is
We
kind
had to
of
be creative, right?
this is kind of weird. So 2001, I'm like in high school, 12 years old. 2001, 9/11
yeah,
that happened, right? That was in 2001.
Yeah.
So there was a magazine that my parents featured something about 9/11. So this must have been like months later, but also on the cover or in an image inside somewhere, there's just some random girl t-shirt and like it was kind of see-through and you could like clearly see her nipples.
okay.
But it was the cover of the magazine was like the World Trade Center was like
It's coming down.
coming down.
That's not the only thing coming down.
But then in the magazine there'd be this picture. So every time, sometimes, I'd like go and like steal it and I'd feel weird opening it up and looking at it because it was like 9/11 related. But then
there's a girl.
and then I'd see the girl and it wasn't like necessarily even a sexy picture. It was just like because you could see through and see the nipple, it somehow was like, oh, and then I'd like do my business and then like
Put it back.
go put it back and hide and be like, I never did anything. Definitely felt a bit ashamed doing that.
It's very creative.
Yeah.
But sometimes, there's like certain free newspaper had like the Mirror or those old, like they had like a section where it's like, because they used to have escorts at the end of these newspapers.
Oh,
And it would be like always like, call me. and it's always like erotic photos.
Right.
And then you would just take that like, oh yeah,
Oh,
free
yeah.
porno. There's so many
Early
ways
days.
I remember one of my cousins had a black box. You know what a black box is?
No.
So it's like a thing that you plug to your TV and it unscrambles all pay-per-view illegally.
Oh shit.
So we would take that and then I would go to his house and then just watch porn.
You'd watch with your friend?
My cousin.
Oh my god. Would you wank off together?
No, we would just watch it. We're like, oh yeah, unscramble the
Oh,
porn.
wow.
But that I remember that was a thing. You could unscramble this
That's kind of
porn.
weird to do with your family member.
We're kids, man. I was like not even in high school.
Yeah, I guess.
And he's like, it was like my older cousin, and he had like the thing. And like,
Yeah.
you could watch that. I'm like, yeah, let's go watch some porn.
Let's watch the boobs.
It was very hard to find at that age. Like, you can't go buy magazines really unless somebody, like, oh, this is Jeffrey. He has his daddy's dirty porn. Oh, let's go look at it.
Did you ever order, like later on, did you ever order pay-per-view?
In high school, I did on a trip.
Me too, on a trip.
New York. On a New York trip in high school, I didn't order. My friends went to the front desk and ordered the movie, and then all the guys just went into that one.
What's
room.
with you and watching with all your friends?
We were on a trip. We were just watching it.
Hey, look.
And
This is a circle jerk.
we did not circle jerk. We were just idiots watching porn. But it was just the fact that we did it. No, it was just kids how kids
I mean,
are.
what I
We're
did,
idiots.
what I did was I was on a family trip.
Wow, you did it with your family?
And we were in the in a hotel and everyone left the hotel to go do something. Like, I got to go back to the room.
Okay.
And so I'm alone in the hotel room.
You had a
And
room by yourself.
No, it was the family room. we share maybe
Okay,
two,
okay. But then, okay, your family.
and there's a TV and I'm not paying for it, but it's linked to the thing. And you'd like go to channel number
yeah,
800 something and you'd find like
the movie.
the pay-per-view. And one day I was just like, and like
You
ordered it, like paid for it.
That goes into your like parents'
I
cart.
know, I know. And watched it and like it wasn't even, it wasn't even like good.
Yeah.
Did my business, but like was so worried that someone would come in, and then when I finished, I was like, oh my God, it's gonna get charged to the room. Like they're gonna know. And no one ever said anything. I don't think that they told, I don't think that I don't think at the front desk they were like, by the way, there's a charge for ebony princesses or whatever it was. I have no idea what it was.
Damn, you were risky. You took the risk.
Yeah, I took the risk.
You had to play like a spy. Like, is my parents back?
Yeah,
think
you're like,
basically-
how fast can I do this?
You have
But
to
I
be
also
sneaky.
I don't want to do it too fast because I want to
That's
enjoy
the
it and
thing
watch
when
the
you're
thing.
younger and you live with your family and then sometimes you just can't do it in your room. Johnny, why are you in the bathroom for so long? I don't know. Take a dump.
Another thing that I remember is when we did have internet, but it was so slow. What I ended up doing is I ended up printing out a couple pictures.
Me too.
And I made like a little collection. And I remember I had that collection. One summer we went away for the summer, right?
Yeah.
And I remember the feeling of like, and there's no internet when we were away. And so when I remember like coming back home and going down to like my bottom drawer and pulling out and being like, I've missed you so much. And honestly, some of the pictures I think were of like, no one was even naked. It was just like hot girls with like big
Yeah.
boobs. And like some of them were like anime characters like Witchblade or like,
With boobs.
yeah,
Amazing.
pretty much.
Man, I used to print them too and then have it like hidden under like a book in the page that nobody would read. Like, all right, the secret stash.
Sick.
But I think I've told it before in another podcast. And then at one point I was going to do my business,
Mhm.
but I forgot the binder or whatever. And my dad caught me.
Oh,
And he was like, what is this? And he ripped it and he threw it out. I was like, oh no.
My porno.
This is so much time. Because it takes a while for it to load.
Oh my God, that was the worst.
And then it prints. It's like, and it's like, come on. It was always like a time sensitive. It's like,
Yeah.
we're going to see this.
I remember once I was still at like dial-up internet and I was trying to look at, I think I had a little phase where I was like into Pamela Anderson,
Like every kid.
like every kid.
Yeah.
And I was like just trying to find pictures of her and they were just like slowly loading. And I remember like, kind of messed around. I remember like my dad coming downstairs. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta slap it in.
Caught you?
No, didn't
Okay,
catch me,
your
just like you did a little flip up,
Yeah.
and tuck it in the waistband.
The little like belt was like this.
Exactly.
Oh.
Did you ever have to do that in high school?
Yeah.
Like at school?
No, not whacking off.
No, like,
Like, hide the boner. Yeah.
yeah.
My boner would show up at random place.
Yeah, just pop out
Oh,
of
all
nowhere.
right, Johnny, it's your turn for the oral presentation.
Oh,
my
no.
It's like they just try to like, I don't know. This is weird, man. It's just like you put your dick, your boxer strap,
Yep.
so it's like against your chest.
Well, she hates your chest.
Not your chest.
Jeez, you have a massive dong.
Against my
And it's
pelvis.
just like peeking out over your belt or
No, it's not. It's just there, just because or else it's just poking straight.
Yeah,
It's,
so
you
I
know,
would put mine and I'd tie it into the belt.
Oh my, that's painful.
Well, it would just be at the pants,
Okay, yeah,
So that would keep it. So otherwise it would be sticking.
yeah, dude. Those days, it had his own mind. It would
Yeah,
just wake up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, still sometimes,
Dude, I remember when in high school was the first time I went to Dep and I bought a national magazine.
Oh. I don't think I've ever bought one.
I bought one and I remember because I was like, is he gonna card me or is he? I think the guy didn't care. It was just
He's like, dude, I've
there's
seen
many people buy
so
this.
many things as well.
Yeah.
If this is what you need,
So I go and I'm like, I get my soda, I get chips.
you're like,
Then I go to the
"Hmm."
stand and I'm like looking and I'm like, and then I put it and then see what he does. And he's like, all right, this is your total. You want a bag with that? I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
yep.
And I just laughed and I was like, it worked.
Did you get the soda and the other stuff almost as like a decoy? As
Yeah, like a decoy. It's like,
yeah,
just-
got some
Oh,
chips,
yeah.
some soda, just this magazine, whatever, no big deal.
And the guy was just like, yeah, sure. This guy's gonna have to eat chips and jerk off.
I remember like the first couple times that I had to like buy condoms. I always felt shy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt that. I feel like that's a general feeling. Like I
Yeah.
feel like everyone for some reason feels embarrassed buying condoms, even though it should be like,
It's like,
yeah,
I'm,
like
I'm
sick.
being safe.
I'm being safe. I'm being smart, and
Yeah.
I'm about to
I'm
have sex.
fucking-
Like this is great.
You let the catch like, yeah, I'm fucking tonight.
But for whatever reason, it's always like felt embarrassed. So
Yeah.
I'd always also buy like I
Other
get this
stuff.
thing, and I need some toothpaste, and I need some that. Just like try to like mix it all in, and like yep, yep,
Buy
yep.
things you don't need. Yeah. I just need.
And here are my Magnum condoms. As well, here are my
Yeah. I do sometimes have that feeling like, just being shy, but no, I don't. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
just
mean,
order
now
them on
because-
Amazon too.
Oh, didn't think about that. Oh, it's true. You could just order shit.
Just
Yeah,
order
who
them.
cares now though? We're old. We're old.
But-
You don't need condoms anyway. Neither do I.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just so much trickier. Like now everything is so accessible. Like I can't even imagine a kid being like in, I don't know, like grade 6 or 5, having
Like-
access to the internet, or like even TikTok is borderline has
Yeah, it can
pornography
be.
on it. It's just like,
Pretty much.
just so much content. Like, what do you do? It's,
Yeah, I think of how much energy it sucked out of you, or like how much we were into it, and we only had like during our formative years, right? We only had access to like that magazine or the picture. It was limited,
Yeah.
right? So
we had to work for it.
and a lot
too.
of it was like our imagination. Like,
Imagination,
dude, my
but-
imagination back in the day, that could take me places.
Dude, movies are like, oh, this movie has a scene.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's at minute 45.
Oh yeah. But dude, even back then I could just like close my eyes and imagine a scenario and figure out a whole thing, and that would be enough. It'd be great.
My teacher.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. You had to be creative. You had to figure out how to get it.
Yeah,
You didn't
so
have
like
to just click and then there.
and everything that we did see, it was pretty fucking like soft core, right?
Yeah.
It's not like we were watching porn right away. We were just like hot girls and then like
In bras.
naked.
Or, yeah.
And then it was like naked or like a wet, remember like I had a wet t-shirt phase,
Yeah.
Just really like soft core, and slowly led into like eventually you'd see an actual porn. And then, like over time you get
It was
older.
very organic.
It's very organic.
Very
natural.
organic way of like finding, movies. And
Yeah,
like,
but dude,
scenes.
I get like a 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, I don't know what time you start really watching porn, 10, 11, 12, whatever it is, like they just like search it in.
They can just
Pornhub.
search it. Yeah.
Boom, massive gangbang. Fucking 3-on-1, Peggy, deep throats and gags and throws like literally just the
Everything.
most hardcore thing.
Everything is there. It's just like
right away.
dude, the kid was be like overwhelmed with like,
Well, I mean, but maybe, but also kids are kind of just like, oh, this is what it's like, right?
just what I need to do.
I'm pretty sure that like kids have learned that. I feel like I've heard this, that like kids are nowadays like go into when they start having sex, they're just like that they act like it's a porn. So they go into like super aggressive and super like weird and super,
I guess, yeah, because that's what they learn from.
they're just like, oh, that's what
There's
I'm supposed
no-
to do,
yeah.
right?
I
And that's what I
guess,
want to
don't
do
know.
because that's what I watch, right?
Yeah, they want to recreate their heroes. They want to do the
Exactly.
same thing as their superheroes.
Exactly.
Oh my God, is this guy has a 30-inch cock?
Jesus. Yeah.
They call him the anaconda.
And then I'll probably girls are probably seeing it too, and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm not like that," or do I have to do that?
They have to gluck gluck.
It just must be really overwhelming. I can't.
So
ugh,
much.
I can't
Yeah, sex
imagine.
ed is not the same because we had classes.
Well, I imagine they still have sex ed. It's
Yeah.
probably better now than it was before.
It used to be bad before. It just
Yeah, they'd be like, "Well, there's the reproductive system, and here's a banana, and you can put a condom on." And
I remember in primary
STDs
school,
or
like,
don't get STDs
elementary school. I did not care about girls or anything though. I was just like,
in primary school.
yeah. I was just like video games and like
At,
Legos.
at the end of primary school for me, so probably like
you got a boner.
10, 11.
Yeah.
That's when we were really all about girls.
You're like girls.
I had a journal, and we
Oh.
used to.
You still have it?
I still have it.
Can I read it?
Oh, we could read from my journal. I don't care.
Oh, we have to do that in another.
We'll do that another. It's so
another- some
it's
other-
so stupid.
another
It's so
episode.
basic, like boy stuff.
We need to know. I
It's
never
very
had a journal.
judgmental.
I don't have a journal. My journal is all bottled up inside.
Oh, it's bad. But anyway, like I just remember we used to like just look at women, objectify them. I guess I don't know.
At that age, yeah,
At that age, what else are you doing?
things. But you actually worked in the industry a bit. Well,
I did.
not the actual industry, but like
I am.
adjacent.
If you look up Tim Klatchoff, you'll find my porno.
Tim Catch Dick.
Yeah, I mean, I worked in the porn industry for 4 years.
Damn. Like the porn industry.
The porn industry.
Like the biggest
the biggest one. Mind Geek.
Mind Geek.
So, okay, yeah, you want me to talk about that?
Yeah, I want to talk about it. Like, well, how was it to like what were you doing exactly there? Like at Mind Geek?
I mean, let me lay out the story of how I got there first.
Okay,
at least.
start off.
Let's start from day one.
Young Frodo discovering the Lord of the Gape Hole.
It's a bit of a almost like a meme or a joke that, like, you know, anyone who studies film is like, yeah, you're going to end up working in porn because there's like always work in porn. It's almost like a cliche to be like, oh, what did you study? Film. It's like, cool. What did you? It's like, I make porn. So I never wanted to be in the porn industry. I never wanted to work on that. Like, I enjoyed watching it on my own time, but I had no interest in making it. But it just came at a certain period of time in my life when I was in between jobs. I was just like doing my own thing for video stuff and like lived on my own. I needed to make more money. And someone reached out and they're like, hey, they work there in HR and they're like, there's an opening. Maybe you should apply. And I was like, what is this Mind Geek thing? And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, they do porn? And I'm like, I don't know if I want to. I genuinely, like, I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But I was kind of in a place where I'm like, I guess it doesn't hurt to apply. I guess I could see maybe it could be good. So I applied and I remember I went in for my first interview. There was this guy and he was like, you know, basic editing stuff. He asked me, you know, and then he's like, so, what kind of porn do you like to watch? And I was like, it depends on the mood, you know, like.
Oh yeah, that was an interview question.
It was an interview question. And I'm like, what the fuck does like my personal preference have to do with like my work?
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, you know, just, you know, we just want to make sure you're comfortable talking about porn. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Sometimes I like this. Sometimes I like that. Sometimes I was just like, I like everything. Honestly, depends on the moment. I go for different categories, you know.
All the categories.
I love all the categories,
Yeah.
you know. And he's like, okay. And then I didn't get that. I didn't get hired.
Because of that?
I don't know.
This guy's too wild.
I just didn't. No, I think I was probably a little shy, to be
Okay.
honest. Didn't get it, which is good because it would have been for like, I'm pretty sure like really hardcore stuff right away. And then I got like a call back maybe a month or two later. And they're like, there's another position for another company. This company or this brand is Playboy. And so I went in and interviewed. And the guy who interviewed me was like this really, he was like a ginger guy from France, like tattoos, like piercings, had like, but also like a really creative energy to him. I was like, oh, this guy seems cool. He was looking for someone who was like actually cared about like film and content, you know, and wasn't like, I'm looking to make porn, you know? And I interviewed well and got the job. And so this company that I interviewed for, right, is Mind Geek. You've most likely heard of them. Mind Geek is in Montreal. It is the company that essentially has a monopoly on the porn industry. It was founded by a couple of guys who graduated out of Concordia. They started Mind Geek and grew it very quickly over time. So their office is in Montreal, their head office. They have about 1,500 employees. They run all the big brands like Pornhub, Brazzers, like all the big production house porn things. They pretty much make it. They have a couple competitors, but they're like a monopoly. They just like own everything. They buy everything. They sue all their competitors. It's a massive industry. They shoot all their porn in the United States for the most part, in LA, and then they ship all that content to Montreal. And there's like a team of maybe 40 editors, post-production, like graphics people.
Yeah, like a whole marketing.
Color correction people, like everything.
Yeah.
And then the whole marketing team and then a whole lawyer team and like customer service, like everything, right?
Yeah.
Top to bottom, full business, full everything.
It's a tech company.
Full on tech company. And so I remember starting there. It's like this big office building. It's like technically my first corporate job.
Yeah.
And I remember my first week, I'm excited because it's like going to be the first time that I'm going to do video editing 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. It's the first time I'm getting paid like a salary, a very low starting salary. You know what? I'll fucking say it. I was getting paid $36K. Pretty low entry level first time job. I was probably worth more than that at that point in time, but I had no idea. because when you're making videos and editing videos, like you're just doing contracts and you don't really know, unless if you're like a business oriented producer, like you don't really know what you're worth.
Yeah.
And you don't know how much you should be charging and how much a yearly salary should really be. It definitely should have been more than 36. But that's not the point here.
Yeah, cut that out.
Okay. I think it's interesting to know how much money, how shitty, dude, people think that you're like, the first question that I always used to get was like, oh shit, you must make a lot of money to do porn. I'm like, no, I make dirt cheap fucking money.
The actresses make the money.
Yeah, they're making money, I'm sure, but like they don't make money in porn. The only person making money in porn are the high level execs who like give themselves mega bonuses and raises and like the CEO. And anyway, I started off on Playboy, which was like also very soft core porn. It was just like hot girls stripping down and like kind of like touching themselves.
That's it?
But
That's the content?
They couldn't touch themselves like, but they couldn't actually
Yeah, it's
masturbate.
Playboy. It's not Hustler.
Exactly. So they could just like get naked and
Yeah, just boobs.
they kind of like fake it as though like there's a whole thing going on. And by the end, they're like finished, but there's no
graphic.
No, like you could see things. You could see everything.
Yeah.
But
they're not, there's no penetration.
No, there's nothing. It's just them by themselves. Sometimes there were two girls like making out, and that's about as far as it
That's
would
cool.
go. I mean, yeah, I did that for about a year. I honestly learned tons of like really great video editing skills and like got really better, got really faster. But yeah, I remember like the first week or two, you know, it's just an office building of like cubicles and stuff like that. And you're walking around and on every screen, you just see dicks everywhere.
Everyone's just editing. They're not watching. They're working.
They're working.
Yeah, working is.
And you're just like looking around and you're like, is this okay? Then you have it on your like, and you're like working and people next to you and like, is someone going to see you? And you're like, and then, but it honestly takes about 2 weeks. And after your second week, you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, you just talk
there's
about
porn,
it's
there's
just
whatever.
editing at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
But wait, editing Playboy.
Yes.
Like it has to be super. It says you're cutting. The scene is pretty much set from whatever they send you. Like you're just editing. What is it, like 2 angles, 1 angle? Is it?
Yeah, there's usually often like 2 cams,
and it's shooting at the same time, so you kind of layer it.
So you sync it up, you multicam it, and then you can like cut back and
choose
forth.
the best section.
Yeah, and you would choose music. So you would pick music, and you would like try to edit to like music.
Is it like soft, like?
No, it wasn't really porn. It was just, that was kind of what's kind of weird, right? It's like they'd
techno?
be like in Bali. I remember the first one that I did was this Australian girl.
Australia.
And she was in Bali on like at some resort. And what we would do is they would interview them as well. So you would cut together an interview mixed with, there'd be like 2 pieces of content, like the full strip.
Yeah.
And then there'd be the interview that mixes in some of the footage.
It starts off with an interview like, hi, my name.
On one piece of the content. And then there was another separate full strip video.
Okay. And people pay for that.
Dude, this is one of the things that shocked me the most is like, I couldn't believe, because I watched porn before going there, obviously a lot, and I wouldn't pay. I never signed up for anything. I'd watch free porn all the time.
Yeah, on their main site. It's like
on anything. You could just find it everywhere, right? Free porn's everywhere. And so the thing that I was like, wait, people are like paying for this stuff? And it's like not even like that saucy or interesting. It's pretty fucking boring.
It's soft porn, yeah.
But they're paying money, and then they're paying money to like watch these interviews.
Yeah, man.
About these girls.
Some guys are fans.
I guess. Like some honestly, like over time you'd like meet, you'd be like, oh, you know what? This girl is actually like pretty funny or interesting or whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of them were pretty, like that first girl, the Aussie girl, she's a fucking idiot. Like, no offense, but like she just wasn't the smartest cookie. Her interview was boring as fuck. I don't know. It's just like that was the majority, you know, because they're just regular people, right? They're just normal people.
Yeah, they're just Playboy bunnies.
Who happen to be, you know, slightly attractive and they're just, you know, trying to make money. And I totally get it. No, nothing wrong with it. But I don't know why you would pay for any of this stuff. That's just the thing that I've never understood.
Yeah.
At all.
But it was relatively an easy job, right? That
it was, I mean, this is the thing that I liked. Like my manager, like came from a world of doing other kinds of production and like really cared about quality.
Yeah.
And so I'd always done stuff on my own. I never really had formal training, like just like you, right? No one taught us how to edit. No one taught us how to do color correction. He was good at some of those things. And like, I focused on learning like how can I do color correction and how can I get better at that. So like it wasn't necessarily hard. The hardest thing was dealing with like technical issues and technical errors that the producers were doing and like fixing that, or
Like what?
like there'd be a sound issue, or they would have things were out of sync, or like
Okay.
we're having issues with
Annoying
Premiere
things. Okay.
because we have so much footage to deal with, and like, or what's a more efficient way of doing this, or
Okay.
how do you cut through this 2-hour long interview and make it interesting into a 5-minute thing? Like it was usually the issue was like there's just lots of content to go through.
Yeah.
And how do you condense it down to 5 to 10 minutes?
It's too much boobs here. Too much butts. Just boobs and butts.
Honestly, dude, I don't know. Like it's so weird to I never like I didn't care about the porn. I just wanted to make like good content.
Yeah.
And so I was never really editing from a perspective of like, what would be good if you were like sitting here watching it masturbate? I'd just be like, well, I just need to get through my scene and finish my edit. So I'll do the wide shot here for a while, and then all right, close up here for a while, and then back to the wide shot here, and then and then like it's kind of like an interview edit style, right?
It kind of like I feel like it probably dictates what you edit to. It's like, oh, this she's doing the wrong thing. Just cut to this angle.
Yeah, like she's touching her down here.
Yeah.
There's a close up here. You can't see it in this. The camera's moving, or the dude. It's not like the people who are shooting in LA were like good, talented videographers.
Yeah.
They
It's not Roger Deakins.
sucked. The amount of times that like the frame rate would be off from one camera to the next, or the white balance, or the camera guy was like shaking or out of focus, or like you'd have to cut around
Yeah.
so
The
much
garbage.
bullshit, so much garbage.
Even for Playboy. Playboy's
Yeah,
such a big name.
it's a big name, but they outsourced.
Oh, the camera crew or whatever.
Like Playboy at a certain point in time, I think because it got so big, they outsourced a lot of their stuff. Like they would always make the magazine. That was their bread and butter. But after time, they wanted to do online content. So they outsourced that to MindGeek.
Okay.
So they didn't have full control, right? So over time, I think the quality got like, it went in this direction, and then like their products or t-shirt or clothing went in that direction. And like, so actually after a year and a half of doing Playboy there, Playboy decided to like, actually, if you remember at that time, there was a moment when like Playboy was like, we're not going to do nude anymore.
Yeah.
And they made their magazine like non-nude. It was just like sexy, but
It was just
like
Maxim.
yeah, it was like weird. And everyone was like, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
And then after that, they're like, okay, you know what? We're going to take all of our assets back. We're going to like take everything back. So MindGeek lost the contract with Playboy.
Yeah.
And so at that point in time, I'd been doing that for a year and a half. I really liked my team. We felt special because we were like, we had a porn, but like we had a Playboy. Like it was the best brand out of all. It was the most like known,
prestigious.
like that's what I went when I got hired. I was like, okay, I'm doing porn, but at least like everyone knows. Like my mom, my dad, everyone knows of Playboy.
Yeah, it's not like
fucking
Slut Bangers 5.
Exactly. It's not Bang Bros.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
But then when they took back the contract, I was like,
No.
well, I need a job.
Yeah.
And they were like, you can get severance, or you
Oh,
can
really?
come
That's
work,
how it works?
or you can come work on another brand.
Oh, they work by little departments like that.
Yeah, we were like little.
Okay, I thought it was like the whole company. Then they would just shift you.
So this is how it worked. The only team that had their own team was Playboy. We had like our own graphic designers, our own little team, our own marketing essentially team,
just for that,
just for Playboy,
that brand,
which was sick because we felt special. We all had our own little crew. And then all the other porn was made. All the post production was under this one team.
Okay.
That was led by like 3 main guys. And then all the leads for each team and each brand. And there was like 4 or 5 editors, let's say, per brand.
Okay.
Right? So at the end of Playboy, they're like, you can come join the big post-production team for a specific brand. And I was like, okay. They were like, we're starting a new brand. This is the one that we have space for you on. You can get your severance or come join this. I'm like, okay, interesting. I think I need the job. So what's the brand? And they're like, well, there's something we've never done before. We're calling it Trans Angels. And so this was the first time that MindGeek had ever like produced themselves, like writing, shooting, editing trans porn.
Okay.
But obviously, so they were kind of presenting it as like, yeah, we're being like, forward thinking, and we're, so I think the issue with like trans porn in the porn industry at that time is that no one was shooting it.
Yeah. Okay.
It was all like
Amateur.
super amateur, super like, so they weren't getting paid well. They weren't getting like, because in the porn industry, there's a bit of like, there's like the porn awards, right? Like the Oscars for porn, right? There's like levels of like, they're the best and they're like mid-level and like they're well known. Whereas I know the trans porn people weren't included in any of that. So in a sense, it was like a positive, like we're finally giving them like respect and like we're giving them like stories and we're doing all this stuff. The only thing is that it wasn't real trans porn. It was like chicks with dicks porn. So it was like it always had to be like mid transition.
Oh, it's not full
porn.
transition.
No. So like anyone who was like a man who transitioned to a woman, who was like, now I'm a woman and want to make porn, that didn't fit the bill. And anyone who was a woman transitioned to a man, well, we don't want you either.
Okay.
They were like, no, we want like hot girls who have big dicks. So it was like this fake kind of like, yeah, we're doing like supporting the trans community, but also not. Anyway, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I need the work. So I don't care. I'll fucking edit trans porn. And it's supposed to be like, good quality stuff. And
was it?
Well, it was all story based.
There's stories? Like,
yeah, it was all story, like narrative, like, so there were scripts.
Oh, really?
So like there was a whole team of writers at MindGeek. They'd write out full scripts for every single porn, script format that would be sent out. They'd shoot it. And so I ended up working on like a whole bunch of like parody, like,
yeah.
So I did like a Wonder Woman, like trans Wonder Woman thing. There was like, they built stages.
What?
And like backdrops and like shot on the beach and like had green screen and they did like they did like VFX and like fire stuff and like her lasso, they made it glow.
Starring who? Al Gadot?
Honestly, the person who did it kind of looked like Gal Gadot.
Really?
Just with a massive dick.
Was that her whip?
No, she actually had a whip that we lit up in post.
Okay.
But it was kind of fun because like
creative,
what my reference was, I literally watched Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I looked at the color grade, I listened to the music, and so I tried to find music that like fit the style of the music from the movie. I like gave it a color grade that fit I just like did my best to try to like get it to be as close to the movie as,
which was
fun.
Movies though?
It's like 45-minute scene.
45 minutes, scene.
Yeah.
Wait,
a full scene. So there'd be she comes in, they act, they have dialogue, this happens, and then it leads into porn. They fuck for a while.
I got some crime to solve.
And then she runs away, It's so funny.
Damn.
It was weird.
What was it called? It was called Wonder Woman, or was it called something else?
It was, what was it called?
Don't they have like copyright issues?
Yeah, so they'd have to
Wonder Stick.
Yeah, what was it? It was some, trans something.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's wild. Did you like it?
The porn?
Yeah.
I mean, no. It was a dick fucking a guy's asshole.
Is that how they...
So it's as close as gay porn as I got.
Is that how she solved that's how she beat the enemies, by fucking them? Was that the thing?
No, it was like, okay, if you remember in Wonder Woman, there's... Chris Pine.
Chris Pine's character. So she fucks...
Yeah, there's like a guy dressed in like an army...
She fucks Chris Pine?
Yeah, she's fucking Chris Pine.
Gal Gadot's fucking Chris Pine.
Yeah, essentially.
Like hardcore in the butt.
Oh, hardcore.
And Chris Pine is fully bent.
Yeah.
Like he takes it. He's the taker.
He's fully taking it.
Okay. Damn.
That's usually what it would be. Usually they would give it to the guys.
Okay.
And then the guy, it would be back and forth. Just...
Damn. So wait, there has to be like, so when you're editing raw footage of these movies, there has to be like, like the reels of like, you could hear maybe the director.
Yes.
Or like, is there anything funny that you like behind the scenes of editing?
Oh, for sure. There was tons of like
when you're screaming like, ah.
Honestly, more than anything, it was usually like cringy and creepy.
Yeah, you should fuck her harder.
They were just like gross guys who like really liked being on set and really liked being there.
Wait, the
like,
director or the actor?
The directors.
The directors.
Obviously, some of them were good. And
Yeah.
actually, there were a lot of like, what was cool is there were like 2, 3, or 4 like video producers, directors who
Yeah.
are women. And so their stuff was usually better
Okay.
and usually like better quality and like more respect and all that stuff. Every now and then there'd be a couple guy ones and it's just like,
But you hear them direct the scenes like in the shot?
they usually give like direction at first and then, yeah, like sometimes they're like, okay, we gotta stop or we're gonna,
Or weird
yeah, for
pauses
sure.
where there's like,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
the
yeah.
actors are talking. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God, my butthole's hurt.
Yeah, yeah. Or like, oh, I can't get, I gotta get it up. Let me
I
give you
need
a
a
second.
fluffer.
Yeah, let me go get it up. I'm kind of losing it. Or
Oh, shit.
also, you see, like sometimes there's like messy stuff.
Shit.
Yeah,
Damn.
I mean, there's so much anal stuff with the trans
Yeah.
stuff. You know,
They gotta lube that stuff.
they do, and then and then it is things leak out sometimes. And
Wait, but also, did you have to make bloopers with that? Oh my God.
no, I mean, we make bloopers and send them to each other.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, there's so much funny stuff. There's so much funny stuff.
Like what?
I don't know. I've forgotten it. I've chosen to forget all of it, as much of it as I can.
Okay.
You know.
That's interesting. Yeah, it was just funny to just see the actual footage before it's edited, and then you get like the end before you, so you could hear like all the random stuff they say.
It really like makes you so personally in terms of the porn that I watch.
Yeah.
Especially back then, like I wasn't watching the kind of porn that they make at MindGeek, which is like that produced stuff, the
Yeah.
storyline stuff of like, they walk in and they're like, oh boy, the scenario.
Oh my
stuff.
God, you ordered pizza?
Yeah,
No, I
all that
ordered
stuff.
Dick.
Like professional porn actors and all that stuff. I never used to watch that stuff because it was so fake.
Yeah,
Like I would always watch porn that was like amateur porn, like
just right into it.
real people usually, like people who
Yeah.
just recorded themselves. That to me was like, this is hot because
It's relatable.
it's relatable. They're just
Okay.
real. There's no stupid story. It's not. I'm not like distracted. It's just like hot
Yeah.
people having sex, like
Yeah.
straightforward,
Yeah.
to the point. So this stuff, it never really interested me. I was just like, this is. I don't know who the fuck watches this, but
People watch that shit. It's like, oh, I'm gonna
Oh.
watch the parody of X-Men, but it's
a lot of
porn.
people love that stuff. And the weird, there were lots of people at my job who were editors who were like, oh my God, this is so cool. I'm so stoked to get to edit,
like fans.
Violet Red's videos. Like, I wish I could meet her in person. And
Yeah, maybe there's some
Okay.
huge fans of the industry. It's an industry, so there has to be people that love being in that industry.
they
And
have,
It's like working in the video game industry. Like I love video games.
yeah.
I love porn, and I want to work.
Well, how there's like Comic-Con, there's like the whole
Pornocon.
porn con. I don't know what it is
I don't know
called,
what it
but
is either. I'm not a.
that's a huge thing as well,
Damn, we should go. We should do a weird feelings like Pornocon. We just walk around. It's like, hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, my name is Bert, and I'm a big fan of porn. It's nerdy dude. I don't know why it
Yeah.
has to be nerdy, but
I guess it kind of fits the stereotype.
yeah, it talks like that. Yeah, it's interesting because
yeah.
I have edited porn myself.
It's true. You told me that
One time, I was
for
like,
MindGeek, right?
no, it was not for mine. It was one of my friend
Oh,
works in the industry as a director,
mm-hmm.
and he's now really big. But at one point, he's like, "Oh, I need somebody to edit," and I was like, "You know what? I'll edit because I needed the money."
Mm-hmm.
And I did it, and I was like, it was actually really easy because, like you said before, like you have two cameras, you layer them,
Mm-hmm.
and you just switch between scenes where it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, there's a bit of butt juice coming out of this girl, or cut that out and put it later. But one of the things that I enjoyed, because that's why I asked you about the behind the scenes stuff, is hearing the directors. And when I was editing, and this is like, I think that the things I was editing was like always like two guys and a girl.
Always like a.
It was like
gangbang.
it was like a threesome.
a threesome,
Yeah,
but with two guys.
with two guys.
Oh,
And
a spit roast.
it's a spit roast. Yeah,
That's what they call it.
I don't know the terms, but I edited that, and then they always had like so we'd start off with like a little scenario. It's like, oh, he comes in a room, he's like, yeah, this is my friend, whatever, and then it would start right away. There was no like it was like 1 minute of acting, and then it just right into the action.
Mm-hmm.
But the things I would hear from the director sometimes, just like directing, it's like turn around, was so aggressive. Well, the one I edited was just
Like
'cause-
mean.
kind of mean or,
Yeah.
or borderline, but it was more like, no, I don't like that position. Change her. I was laughing. I was like, what the fuck is
Yes,
this?
so weird.
It's so aggressive. But then once I edited, it was like you said, at one point, it was just like, is this the right angle to show this scene? And then this is the length. And then what should I? and then you edit to kind of like music a bit in the beginning.
like try to get a pace.
But then in the middle, you just leave the moans and
there's no more music. You like
it's
fade
just
out
grunt,
music,
but then
and
you
it's just,
finish
like,
at the end.
back with some music.
Music, yeah. And the websites that were for the music were so bad.
yeah,
And I was trying to find like something cool,
yeah.
but nothing is cool. But then you just edit something that's, it makes sense.
I used to think that my secret talent was like finding the good songs on the like. I know what's going to be a good, like
It's like a lot.
I don't know, so stupid.
But then I edited. I was like, it was me. What it shocked me the most about editing, it was how easy it was because of it's whatever, like I said before, whatever comes in from the directors or the people that produced it, the footage dictates where to cut. And it was just like,
pretty much
cuts here, cuts here, cuts here, cuts here. And it was done.
Unless you had a story to do, that was the difference. Whereas like,
no, the story was like, it just starts
sex right away.
I think like once you don't lose any time. They don't rehearse or redo scenes because it's like once they get into it, they get into it.
Oh, on ours they did.
Oh, they rehearse. Okay, mine was just
Pre-sex, anything that would lead up, anything that was storyline, like they do multiple takes, they do multiple.
I mean, it was not that bad. It was like a few takes, and then it was just like, all right, this is the best take. He didn't laugh, and then they just went in. And then once they're in, they don't really.
Yeah, there's no like.
It's like, but yeah, it was just I did it once, and after that, I just like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this again. It was just like, but
because you weren't sucked into like.
I wasn't really. It was just more like as I needed
a one time.
I wanted to buy something, and I was like, I just need this to do it once. But I did it. I have experience too, like you.
Yeah, you have 4 years of editing. I've seen everything. I've done everything. I've edited everything.
In the 4 years, so you did Playboy, Trans Angel.
Yeah, I did another brand called Babes. That was like Trans Angels, but just
Babes.
Just like heterosexual couples.
Okay.
High production quality. It was like even nicer than Trans Angels. Nicer than Playboy actually. But straightforward stuff. A bit of story that would lead into like basic sex. Nothing crazy. I did Twisties. That was always like girl on girl.
Twisties is an OG site.
OG site Twisties,
Dude,
baby.
that was in high school.
Oh, so you know Twisties?
I know Twisties. I love Twisties.
That was like a lesbian. Obviously, none of those girls are actually lesbians. They're just girls fucking girls.
Yeah.
I did hentai at one point.
Oh, really? Like anime?
So all that stuff would be made in Japan, and then we'd like receive it, and we just have to like trim bits out or like stretch it, and and like make it like widescreen.
Okay,
yeah. Blur on the side or like it'd be in Japanese. Or like cut out, like there'd be bits that were like not conform.
Okay.
Or like bits that weren't good, that weren't allowed,
But
or
it's
like
cartoons.
tentacle something, or
Yeah.
you'd have to like cut those bits out and like find a good fit. And
That's
I did.
editing animation. That's kind of cool.
yeah, it wasn't really like making it, so it wasn't as fun as the other stuff because you're just kind of like chopping out a finished product already.
Yeah. Okay.
Adding like a new intro and branding at the end.
Yeah.
You're just like slapping shit in, cut.
Yeah. Just
Okay,
dirty
next.
work, yeah. I guess the way you learn how to edit at that job must have been like very good because a lot of repetition. It's always the same
Oh,
thing.
for sure.
So you kind of build like a good process.
Yeah. And the cool thing about that is that, like I said, it was run by like head of post-production.
Yeah.
And there was post-production supervisor, and they had like a whole system for like organizing your footage and your content and like backing it up and like how to have like, a preset for your projects and just like all sorts of like flows that and like the right process of like start doing this first, then you do this, then you do this, then you do this. Because when you're like a freelance video creator, you're just like learning from YouTube, from trial and error. You have no process, right? You develop your own process, but it's like, is that the best process? I don't know. You're not like efficient. You're not like organized.
You guys were like a content farm almost, right? You're just making content.
Well, we were like honestly, we're like a post-production house.
Yeah. Just like a high level too, I guess.
Like as high as we could with like whatever budget we had and the talent that we had and the footage that we got. And like, we'd finish an edit and like send it to the color correction team. We'd export like the XML and the project and the file, and they'd bring that in, and then they'd do the color correction. And it was interesting. Like I learned a lot.
Yeah, I guess like if you're like new to from cinema and you go into that type of workflow and process, it's a good base and a good foundation to build up from.
100%.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like it's one of the best like stepping stones
Yeah.
for like, all right, I've been doing my own thing. I want an experience. I don't want to do it forever. I just want to like jump in, learn some stuff, and then like jump out if you can. The only issue for me, and I think for a lot of people, is that it was such a comfortable, cushy job.
Yeah.
Like the demand wasn't super high. You know, you could kind of take your time, and you could like, they had very flexible hours. You could show up really late in the day, and the hours weren't super, super long.
Yeah.
And like, well, you'd leave work and like you could forget work, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to take it home ever.
Take porn home.
But the trade-off is that you're looking at so much porn all the time.
Yeah, but then you get
every day.
desensitized.
You get desensitized. Well,
Yeah.
here's the interesting thing. Like,
It's not like you're not getting a boner at your desk every
dude,
day.
I mean, not me. Most of the time I'd look at it, I'm like, I'm not even in the slightest. Every now and then it would be really rare. Maybe like one of the girls would be like, oh wow, like, I'm attracted to this girl.
Yeah.
But that's about as far, I just like think it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But I do know other people who work there who are like, they'd be like, oh my God, it's just like so hard. Like every day I'm just getting boners at my desk. I gotta stay here. And then like,
Dude, that's like an HR issue nightmare. This guy has boners at this time.
Well, they're not. And then, dude, so many people have told me that, they're like, oh, I'd have to go to the bathroom and like crank one
Wow.
off. And I'm like,
At
what the
work?
fuck is wrong with you?
At work?
Yeah. Apparently.
Next level.
Apparently.
Jesus Christ. Damn.
I never got it because I'm like, dude, we're all like, everyone who's working or something,
You're at
we're all
work.
18.
Yeah.
We're all like 25 to 30 to 35 to 40, like 25 to 40 years old. Even 25 was not a lot of people at, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, are you like a child? Like you can't control your urges? Like
Some people have porn addiction.
I think they're just, some people are like way more sensitive to like easily stimulated, right? I just have a feeling that I'm like, oh shit, I've like watched way too much porn that like I'm so desensitized, like it doesn't do anything for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
Maybe I'm fucked up.
Maybe you are fucked up.
It is fucked up to be looking at like naked people having sex all day and not get turned on. Technically,
Well, yeah, I guess, but if it's work.
but I'm a professional.
You're a professional. That's all. That's
That's
the
the
difference. You're a professional. See, this is not even about porn. We talked about editing most of the time. This is the editing podcast.
This editing part.
It happens that porn was the content.
Yeah. I also ended up editing. I didn't say this. I ended up editing like gay porn, straight up just gay porn,
Nice.
which I had never watched on my own.
You're very diverse.
Yeah, I've seen
Your
it all.
portfolio. You have that on your portfolio website. All the porn you've edited.
No, I only had Playboy, and obviously I've moved on far enough from that it's not there anymore.
But it is editing experience.
It sure is an experience. I gotta say, gay porn is like so much more intense than straight porn. Like they go at it in a way that,
It's two dudes.
and I've never seen so much balls in my life and so much hairy asshole.
Oh damn.
It's really a lot. It was honestly, that was kind of harder, because like it's kind of easy to look
Yeah.
at, like, I'm attracted to women, right? So it's easy for me
Yeah.
to look at hot girls all day. It was a lot harder when it's just like two dudes, and the storylines in those gay porns were so bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally like, I'm on the beach. Hey, let's play frisbee. Yeah. And then next thing it's like, you want to fall? And then they just start fucking. Like at
So
least
it
the
is.
other ones, I feel like they try a little bit.
transition into it.
Yeah, like a bit of an actual story,
Yeah.
but there were a couple, obviously, like usually the gay like brands would try to hire gay people, so it would make more sense.
Yeah.
They'd know what to look for, right?
Yeah.
And so there were a couple guys there that I knew who, I was friends with, and they're just like, yeah, this is like, they'd be like, I don't know who watches this shit. Like, this is so bad.
I feel like now porn, there's things for everybody.
Oh, you can find whatever. you
Find
want.
whatever you want if you want to find it.
What kind of porn do you watch now, Johnny?
All kind.
Well, what kind? Where do you watch your porn?
My porn?
Yeah.
I watch them on the main site.
So you're still on Pornhub.
Yeah. Where else would I go?
I don't watch Pornhub anymore.
What do you watch?
I go to Reddit.
Reddit.
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't want to pay for the fucking OnlyFans?
No, I just someone told me about Reddit, and I was like, well, let's look at this Reddit thing. And
Maybe I should go on Reddit.
the nice thing about Reddit is that Reddit obviously works off of like subreddits, right? So
Yeah.
subject topics, right? So you can find the subreddit that is to your specific thing that you like,
Yeah.
and then people are just posting. And
And then
I'm
you
not a
chat?
no. What?
I don't know. I don't go on Reddit.
I'm not a poster. I'm
like
a
a-
lurker.
Okay,
I purely
you're a
lurk.
lurker. You're
I
like,
go on
yeah,
this-
I like that scene.
Well, people just post stuff daily. It's like updating all day, right? People just posting pictures, videos, whatever.
Okay, but wait, okay, let's get into this. I never understood, like, when you watch,
Yeah.
let's say, porn on Pornhub,
Yes.
the comments, there's like, I never understood the guys that took the time
Oh, to comment.
to just comment.
I
Yeah,
have no idea.
yeah, minute 34.
I've never commented.
It's just
on
like,
porn.
what? It's like, you guys are, there's a community.
They're stoked. Yeah, they're stoked about
And
it.
they're like, yeah, me too, man. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I think they're just looking to connect because they're a little lonely and
they're not connecting enough with themselves.
I don't know.
Oh, no, they disconnect because,
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
They want to keep it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like girl on girl,
Oh yeah.
a little girl. I don't know. It's just like when there's no dudes in there. I find it-
Interesting. Okay, so has your porn watching evolved? The topics, like, has it changed the content, or has it always been the same, or what?
it's the chore.
But let's say the topic
Yeah.
itself, like the content that you've looked at,
Now it's just straight to it.
has it always changed? Has it changed over time?
What do we like the content on the site?
Yeah, like the stuff that you choose to watch, the type of stuff,
Yeah,
has it changed over time?
it kind of stays the same. I know like the pocket like that I like,
Okay.
which is always girls.
So it's girl on girl?
Girl on
That's just
girl.
your thing.
I just like that. I don't know. I find like sometimes there's like, okay, there's like a point of view, POV.
POV?
Sometimes it's good when the guy's not there, or you kind of see the guy, but you don't really see him.
Right. I
But
see.
sometimes they just go in and they're like, yeah, yeah, and you hear him, you're like, come on, dude, you can't just grunt, take over the whole scene.
Right.
That I don't.
Hmm.
But usually, I do still like like it's like my point of view. you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's how I've always seen it, is like, obviously I'm
I
not
put
looking.
myself in
Yeah.
the character.
Yeah. You just pretend that that's you
Yeah.
that's doing all that. Okay. Mine has evolved
Okay.
because, like, obviously as a kid, we're talking about pictures, right? Just looking at pictures.
Well, yeah.
And
yeah.
then we got to videos. It was just like just girls. And then over time, I was like watching like hardcore or whatever, like
Yeah.
people fucking. That was the thing. And videos. It always had to be videos. And then over time,
you're back to pictures.
well, I'll get there. Over time, I would start. I don't know if you ever did this, but like at the peak when I was watching like videos, let's say on Pornhub,
Yeah.
I'd like just search for stuff in different categories, and like I'd open a tab,
Yeah.
and then I'd be like, hey, that's a good one. I'll get to that. Then I'll be like,
Whoa.
I'll
that's-
find another one. I'll open another tab. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I like line up like 6 different videos. And, this would be like on a moment where it's like, I'm free. I'm to myself. I'm like, here we go. It's a night tonight.
Okay.
And I'll like start the first one, and I'm like, what? I'm like, this is kind of good. And then like skip to the next one, and like start that one a little bit, and I like jump back and forth. Sometimes I would put 2 windows
Oh wow.
at the same time. Honestly, I think it was almost a problem of like overstimulation because I was
It's
watching.
too much.
It's just too much that like I needed to be able to like get through it quicker and faster, and
Yeah.
like one porn was like too slow and not enough.
Okay.
I just like wanted to be able, and I think it was the feeling of like I want to see a lot before I finish. So I want to like look at many
Make it
different
the
ones.
best.
Yeah, I want to consume a lot while I'm still turned on.
Yeah.
Because the second you're done, and you're like, well, I can't look at anything anymore. So
Yeah.
I don't care about any of
Okay.
this stuff. That was probably my peak of like looking. And then over time, like you said earlier, I slowed down. When I found Reddit, I got less interested in like needing a full video. And I just became interested in like GIFs.
Okay.
So just like images almost became good again, and like GIFs of just like quick stuff, or like
Yeah.
short videos. I guess because my attention span with like social media and stuff has gone down.
Yeah.
I just want like I've almost reverted down to like I almost just look at like hot girls
Yeah.
on Reddit. Like people post like, oh, there's this hot
And they
girl.
post. Somebody took the time to make a GIF of these girls.
Oh, for sure.
Or these porno.
Or it's like there are
High-res
sites
GIFs?
there are sites that are like
Just GIFs.
it's okay. I'll give you the site. It's
Actually,
called
I've never looked.
It's
at
called
GIFs.
Red GIF. You can look it up tonight.
Red GIF. Okay,
Red
I'll go
GIF.
check that out.
So it's just like 10-second clips,
Just like scenes.
So it's just like a moment, or just like a hot girl doing a thing, or
Okay.
whatever. And yeah,
Damn, that's
so I've kind of like
porn has evolved.
but I've almost like gone backwards, right? I've like gone to like pictures, GIFs, and really short videos. That's all I need. I don't want like a 10-minute scene. I don't want a full thing of people fucking. I just want like,
Yeah.
just show me like really hard.
Just
Don't
get
even
to
need to be
get
doing
to-
something
yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes,
just get the job
more-
done.
yeah.
Sometimes you just got to get it done and then you're good.
I mean,
Get in, get out. It is.
do you have
But now like I feel like there's too many things. Like there's like all the MILF. There's like
MILF, GILF, DILF?
what's
JILF?
the other one? The one that was like popular recently.
Oh.
It's like what was it?
Trending.
Trending. I keep hearing like on other podcasts is like stepmom. You know, like, it's like yeah,
I mean, stepmom has been trending for a long
for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Just must
When I
have.
was working at MindGeek, it was all stepmom,
Dude, okay.
stepsis, like
Since MindGeek controls like the algorithm of these porno, there has to be like they're the one feeding it to getting all that content in. And like, oh, maybe we'll just do this more.
it's all SEO. It's all search related.
But they have to be telling the production house make more of this
Yeah.
stepmom porn.
But it's all based
Or-
off of like the search results that they have. Pornhub is essentially like Google, right?
Yeah,
It's a mega search SEO
SEO.
company.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all search engine.
It's all search. So they're collecting all the
Keywords.
data, all the keywords that people, they know what topics are searched for the most. So I think over time, like stuff that's taboo, that's like
yeah,
mom, incest stuff
Yeah.
is legal, but stepsis and stepbrother and stepsis mom and all that stuff is legal.
Yeah.
So it's on the edge. So they're allowed to make that content. So people are always looking for the thing that's like, ooh, it's private and no one knows that I'm watching it. And, so they like looking at things that are like fucked up.
yeah.
And that's why there's so much fucked up porn out there. And so I think companies like MindGeek saw that there was all the data showed that like we need more stepmom porn. And that's why they made more.
Damn.
And then it feeds into itself. And the more you do it, the
Yeah.
more it is. Yeah. I mean,
It's just like any business. It's just they have an audience and they target it, and then you have it as the end user.
yeah.
There you go. Jerk away.
And the whole model behind these things that they were trying to get like signups sometimes, but then for like premium stuff. And then obviously ads, just like
It's crazy.
ad space.
Premium of like people pay for premium, and then it's like, what do you get? I never
Like
paid for this
Higher
stuff.
quality. I had a premium account because I worked there.
Oh yeah, nice.
I still do. They gave me a lifetime membership.
Or someone, I'm pretty sure someone, actually I know who, someone gave me, like whoever controlled accounts,
Yeah.
that I knew was like, I'll give you a lifetime premium account.
yeah.
And I've never paid, no one knows. They have so many accounts. I barely really use it anyway. Like
Yeah.
I said, I'm on Reddit. But
Reddit guy.
it gives you like better quality sometimes and like access to things sometimes. Like it's not worth any money at all.
But but the industry itself, people pay for that. Like there's like MindGeek has Pornhub, but then they have all these other websites that are all paying, and
Yep.
for them to keep doing content, that means people are just paying.
Yeah.
And just keeps feeding. People just love porn. They love
I mean but that's also the funny thing. That's the interesting thing about MindGeek is that they own all the paid sites
yeah.
that have like full scenes, right?
Yeah.
And then Pornhub they also own.
But
And so all the porn that we would make for the paid site would get like a short version to go
Yeah.
free on Pornhub. So they're just feeding
but Pornhub is more like YouTube because they have these content creators
exactly.
on it that post their stuff.
So
You know.
it used to be like that.
It still is, no?
It's no more now. Like Pornhub, anyone could upload any video anytime. Now it's all verified because they were getting too much.
Well, there was like the whole scandal issue of like people just randomly posting fucked up shit on it.
exactly.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have to do that.
So they had to change it to like you can only be like a verified post.
yeah. Learned a lot right now on the porn industry.
I mean, it was honestly a very insightful, interesting thing. One of the coolest things about working for a porn company is the fact that like there's nothing that's not safe for work,
Yeah,
right? There's no like taboo subject. Like there was a lot of like cool people there
yeah,
who were just like, like rad or, like they're just like, yeah, like I don't give a fuck, kind of like counter society, whatever, like they weren't stuck up. There was also like at any company, lots of losers, lots of people
yeah. It's
who
just a
were
company.
weird
It's a
and
company. It's
yeah,
like,
lots
it
of
has-
shitty people, lots of,
It's any corporate company.
But it was a interesting environment. Overall, though, MindGeek is the CEO is a greasy, most likely mafia tied.
You're gonna get killed, man.
Yeah.
Put it out there, you're gonna get shot. But they're gonna rape you with the dildo.
I mean, everyone knows there are stories in the Gazette. Like his name is Faraz. His house got like burnt down. Who knows why? Was
Yeah.
it fraud? Was it mafia related? Something like who knows? But they're for sure like scamming people. They're for sure like hiding money in places. You know, they have like different accounts in like different countries. Like it's a whole scheme. He's obviously a multi-millionaire. He would pay his editors dirt fucking shit because we were all coming out of school and didn't know what we should be getting paid. Yeah, it's kind of, they'd like trick everyone to come work there because they'd be like, you get free breakfast
That's good. That's
and
a
you
good
have
deal.
flexible hours. Like it's all good. It's nice to
Pretty
have.
good. Flexible hours and free breakfast.
Nah,
Right.
pay me for real, and
Yeah.
then I'll figure out my own breakfast.
But yeah, that was kind of really insightful for you to share about your experience in the adult industry, but in the corporate level,
Corporate adult industry.
corporate editing adult industry.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about like it shows that your process was learned there. So
Yeah.
I
I mean, it paid off. Like the next job that I had, I had stuff to bring to the table.
yeah, exactly.
I'm just glad that I only had to edit porn. I would never want to be on set.
Be sick on set. Yo, be like massage this guy.
Yeah. And
The fluffer. What would be the fluffer?
when you're editing, you don't have smells.
Yeah,
So I didn't have to smell anything. Didn't have to, dude, I can't imagine.
dude. One of my friends says like something. It just smells. My friend who was just like smells like a gym.
Yeah, I can't. Dude, they're saying it's so sweaty. There's so many liquids and oils and
Body fluid.
body fluids, just everything.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
But it's like shooting. It's like any set. It's like you're shooting an ad, except is guy, girl, guy, trans going at it. That's the
Everything.
only thing that's different.
Yeah.
You just still have to set your camera. Like, do you see these balls properly?
You got to frame
What's
it
the
up.
subject? The balls and the butthole. All right. All right. We have it's in focus. you know?
Actually, this is something that I always wondered when I was editing, because I never really knew, because I didn't watch this kind of produced porn.
Yeah.
What do you guys prefer? What do you think people prefer? Comment below if you know. Do people prefer close-ups or like a focus on like a body part up close, or do you prefer like a wider shot where you can kind of see almost everything going on?
I'm more of a wider shot.
Oh, you prefer wider?
Yeah, you see the whole scene.
Yeah, but sometimes you really want to get in there and really see it close up.
What is that? Discovery Channel?
Yeah.
was that show the wildlife? David Attenborough.
Earth? Planet Earth?
Planet Earth. This is a planet butt sex.
The wild penis approaches the naked vagina.
As it penetrates.
It gobbles it up for the Gluck Gluck 3000.
And at some point, it just erupts.
A gagoosh.
And that is how babies are made.
And
Yep.
that's the essence of life.
Dude, somebody needs to do that for porno.
Like Planet Earth?
Planet
porn?
Earth.
Yeah,
but
that would
porno.
be. That would
Dude,
be
we should do
insightful.
that. Let's find some.
All right, let's shoot it right now.
No, the weird feeling. But that would be a good. I'm pretty sure they would win an Oscar
I mean, if it was actually done
in that
like
way.
produced properly in that way,
It's just like
Yeah.
men and women just in the woods.
yeah.
This young fellow has a micro penis, but he knows how to use it properly.
He has to dance and show off his moves to impress the female.
The dances that he makes are called peacocking with his cock.
He does what's a cool dance? I don't know. I'm not a
He
jazz.
does the stanky leg.
It doesn't seem to be working. She's found another man who's really good at the robot. He's popping and locking, and now he's going to pop his cock into her vagina and make
a baby.
There you have it.
I'm David Attenborough. God bless you and have a good night.
Thanks for watching Weird Feelings.
On next week's episode, Tim's going to read his diary and expose himself as a little boy. That sounded kind of weird. Tune in to next episode of Weird Feelings.
All right.
All right. Well, love you. Bye, Johnny.
Bye.
Oh, you're feeling weird. It was weird. Weird feelings. Weird, weird, weird,